truly faithful steward does not make compromises but adheres to the values of God's kingdom, even when handling worldly wealth and worldly powers. A farmer had many cows. One day, one of his favorite cows gave birth to 2 calves. He was delighted and he said to his wife, "Look, dear, I think we should give one of these calves to the Lord. The Lord has given us many unexpected blessings. One we will keep, and the other we will give to the Lord." The wife asked, "Which one are you going to give to the Lord?" "Well," he said, "we will decide later. We will look after them both equally, feed them, and when it is time for marketing, we will make a decision." So they fed the calves and took care of them for a few months. Then one day he came running to the house looking very sad and miserable. "Something terrible happened," he said. "What is the matter?" the wife asked. He said, "The Lord's calf is dead." The wife said, "But then we have not decided yet which one we will give to the Lord." The man said, "All the time I was thinking that we will give the white calf to the Lord, and today, unfortunately, the white calf is dead." The shrewd people of the world secure wealth and positions and the goodwill of others through their shrewd ways, even at the cost of sacrificing the everlasting values of the kingdom. They compromise values for power and wealth. But Jesus says that the truly faithful ones are those who adhere to good values, even when handling worldly wealth and worldly powers. In the Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 16, verse 10 to 13, Jesus narrates the parable of the unjust steward. A steward was wasting the goods of his master. The master, the rich man, demands an account of his stewardship. The steward reasons within himself concerning his problem. He knows that he cannot dig and that he is ashamed to beg. So he acts shrewdly so that others will receive him into their homes. He calls for his master's debtors and he changes their bills to reflect smaller debts. Actually, he is being dishonest. He is making compromises with his debtors at the cost of being honest and upright. But his master's debtors are made happier. He is appreciated even by his master for his shrewdness. He uses what he had to his advantage. The observation of Jesus after he has narrated the parable is more important. He said, "The children of this generation are wiser than the children of the light." He makes a difference between the shrewd who secure wealth and positions in this world and the children of the light. People of the world are generally very resourceful with things of this world, but such should not be the case with the people of God. The message is that worldly possessions are entrusted to us in our Christian stewardship. We should not be wasting them in self-indulgence. As good stewards, we are called to employ them in deeds of usefulness and mercy, that when the stewardship is taken from us, we will have obtained for ourselves treasures in heaven. Our call is to be just. Making compromises for the sake of temporary gains is not the hallmark of a Christian disciple. In the book of Wisdom, chapter 2, verse 12, we read, "The wicked say, 'Let us lay traps for the upright man, since he annoys us and opposes our way of life.' But in verse 18 we read, 'For if the upright man is God's son, God will help him and rescue him from the clutches of his enemies.' We are called to be not the wicked, but the upright. As Christians, we are called to live upright lives. We are not called to be shrewd in order to achieve worldly gains. Let us remember the words of the Apostle James in his letter, chapter 3, verse 15. Such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. But where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and evil practice. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace for those who cultivate peace. We are called to be faithful to the one who is always good and upright. In the Gospel according to St. Luke chapter 16 we read, "He who is faithful in what is least is also faithful in much." The Lord invites us today to always hold fast to good and the values of God's kingdom, without making compromises even in handling human wealth. Let us proclaim with the psalmist, "The Lord upholds my life."